Live from the Dr. Jerry Henderson Radio Complex, it's time for Card Guys. And now, here's your host, Anthony Schulte.
Good morning. Thank you, Michael, for the intro as always, and welcome to Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk, Season 3, Episode 23. Coming up today, we discuss a nail-biting Thanksgiving win for the Lions, one of the dumbest endings to a football game ever. The Pistons are playing meaningful basketball. No, this is not satire. Undefeated in NBA Cup play, the Pistons have the biggest game since 2009 on the docket for tomorrow evening. Hail to the victors! Michigan stuns Crying Ryan Day and the formerly number 2 ranked Ohio State Buckeyes to make it 4 in a row against the team down south. We also go over a wild week 13 in the NFL. I'm Anthony Schulte. Joining me as always is my man, Ryan Donnelly.
I haven't been fist bumped at all.
Right? You're
That's
right
weird.
next to me.
Hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. I sure did. Obviously, let's get the elephant out of the room really quick. Michael isn't here. Michael is currently in Reno, Nevada, calling the Nevada Nuggets Classic for the women's basketball team. He'll be back Wednesday, though.
He will be back on Wednesday.
Permanently, hopefully. But, no Michael today. So I don't think there's ever been a show in Card Guys history where it's just been you and me.
There has not.
There's just been 2 people.
This is the first time, and we created the show, which is kind of wild that we haven't had a show where it's just me and you, but it's going to be a fun one nonetheless. Let's get into our 3 stars, Ryan.
So I have a negative and I have an honorary star. I'm going to get that out of the way really quickly. My negative star, Kirk Cousins, who we'll talk about it in the picks later on, but last night against the Los Angeles Chargers, 24 for 39, 245 yards, a completion rate of 61, 0 touchdowns and 4 picks, QBR of 34.4. Now you're probably asking, Ryan, why wasn't Jared Goff a negative star? Because he won. Huh?
Why would he be a negative star?
Because he had a worse performance earlier this year, but he won. That's why he was never a negative star, because he got the win. Kirk Cousins lost. Anyways, my honorary star. Game too. Yeah, my honorary star. It might sound a little weird, but Big Justice.
Oh yes, Big Justice.
Big Justice. You're probably asking, what, Ryan? Why is a social media star? You're one of your honorary stars. Well, let me tell you, Jimmy, Billy, Andy, Joanne. Let me tell you, Joyce. He beat Bryce Harper in a home run derby. Now, despite his fence being moved up 200 feet, and he had to hit balls into the outfield, like we say in the business, a win is a win is a win is a win is a win. So he beat Bryce Harper in a home run derby.
Statistically, he did.
Statistically, he did, but reality, no, he didn't. Anyways, my 3rd star is Sam Laporta. Shout out fellow Sam Laporta worshiper Owen AV. Him and I were chatting throughout Thursday's game. He didn't have the best game, but still, he was the most serviceable player on the Lions offense. 3 receptions, 6 total yards, and 2 touchdowns. The only 2 touchdowns for the Lions on Thursday. We'll talk about that next. My 2nd star is Dominic Zavada of the Michigan Wolverines, the hero in the big upset over the Ohio State Buckeyes. 3 for 3. His longest field goal was 54 yards, including 1 field goal that won Michigan the game and got the upset over the Ohio State Buckeyes. And my 1st star, Victor Wembanyama, who last night against the Sacramento Kings, 34 points, 14 rebounds, 11 assists, a plus-minus of plus 19. His first ever career 30-point triple-double. Got the 2-point win over the Sacramento Kings. Those are my 3 stars.
All right, my 3 stars. We're going to start off at number 3. One, Cade Parker Cunningham in 33 minutes against the Pacers on Friday.
Of course.
24 points, 10 of 19 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3, 11 assists, 6 rebounds, and 2 steals. A complete game, an amazing game on all ends from all players. I mean, honorary star, I guess I could give to Malik Beasley. I think he had like 25 points on 10 of 14 shooting. From the field. Incredible performance by him. Ivy had 23 points. I'm pretty sure 22 or 23. So a good all-around win. We'll talk about the Pistons a little bit later. Duren also had 4 blocks in that game. But Cade Cunningham, third star. Second star, Za'Darius Smith against the Bears. 3 combined tackles, 2 assisted tackles, and 1.5 sacks for Za'Darius Smith against the Bears. The defense was dropping like flies. Za'Darius Smith went down for a little bit, but he came back. And a good effort from the defense despite being down. You could give a couple other stars to some other defenders on our team. But my first star, DJ Reader. What a game. Welcome to Detroit, DJ Reader. Really his first big game, I'd say, statistically on our team. 4 combined tackles, 2 assisted tackles, and 2 sacks for DJ Reader. That interior, led by Aleem McNeil and DJ Reader, is one of the best interior lines, I think, in the NFL. Also, Aleem McNeil is learning from DJ Reader, and I think that is incredible for young Aleem McNeil. But DJ Reader gets my first star. Let's go into the Lions, shall we? Mm-hmm. So the Lions, well, they played a football game on Thanksgiving, and they won a football game on Thanksgiving, first time since 2016.
That felt quiet. I don't
did.
like that.
It did feel quiet. We miss you, Michael.
We miss you, Michael. We hope to see you Wednesday.
Exactly. So the Lions win a game they probably shouldn't have won. No. I don't want to say it, but let's kind of go over the end of that game. So with about 30 seconds left, Caleb Williams is sacked, takes him out of field goal range. So now you got to kind of completely divert your entire game plan you've had in your head for that drive, and you got to kind of go back and be like, all right, let's go get some yards, call a timeout, kick a field goal, right? Let's notice how I said kick it or call a timeout. Mm-hmm. Yeah, calling a timeout. So the clock is rolling, right? Clock is rolling, gets about 15 seconds. Kind of like, okay, maybe they're just trying to get their play set. 10 seconds. Okay, what's going on? 6 seconds. They finally snap the ball. Jim Nantz calls it a disaster in the making. I think that's the perfect way to put it at that point. And then Caleb Williams throws an errant pass over Rome Odunze's head down the field. That wouldn't have even scored a touchdown if he caught it because he had 2 Lions right there to get him down. Complete malpractice. Utilizing the clock and clock management from Matt Eberflus, the now fired and jobless Matt Eberflus. Just the ending of that game, it seems like such a while ago, too. That game seems like such a long time ago. But the ending of that game was one of the weirdest, craziest. I think weird.
Crazy is a good word to describe.
Crazy, weird. I mean, everybody on their couch on Thanksgiving probably said the words, call a timeout. Or, why didn't they call a timeout? And then, to make it worse, Matt Eberflus defended it in the press conference. He didn't even say, you know what, that's on. Like Dan Campbell, start of the year, he said about the loss to the to the Buccaneers. He said, "Oh, that's on me. They lost this game because of their coach, man. They lost this game because of their coach." Matt Eberflus could have walked up there, probably saved his job for another week, and said, "You know what? That's on me. I should have called a timeout. I don't know what I was doing. That's on me, completely on me. I take blame for this, and we'll be better." Say that, you might have saved your job for another week. They probably still would have fired you, though. But at least you go out looking a little bit better. But no, you doubled down on that mistake. Bad look, and just a bad loss for the Bears.
Absolutely. That game was definitely on Matt Eberflus for not calling a timeout. I mean, when you lose 3 straight weeks to 3 straight division opponents in terrible fashion.
I think they lost by a combined total of like 6 or 7 points.
Yeah. You had a chance to go undefeated in the division. You did.
A real chance, too. They should have beat the Vikings. They should have beat the Packers. And you know what? I'll say it. They should have beat us in that second half.
Yeah, we looked slow and tired. Well,
I don't know what happened at halftime.
We'll talk about it later, injuries, but
yeah.
The Bears should be over 500 right now. Absolutely. They should be like 7-4 right now. Instead, they're 4-6. or 4-7, 4-8. That's even worse.
Yeah, 4-8.
Matt Eberflus being the first ever Chicago Bears coach in Chicago Bears history to be fired mid-season. That's how you know.
Yeah.
When Virginia McCaskey, a 101-year-old owner, fires you mid-year, that's pretty bad.
Yeah. That's
now you're out of a job for a long time. And
do you think he coaches anything in the NFL again?
No.
Really?
After that terrible clock management
not even like a quarterback's coach or
after that. He can't even develop a quarterback. He had a chance to develop two.
Why did I say quarterback's coach? Like a linebacker's coach or a corner.
Linebackers coach, maybe. If we're talking the quarterback's coach,
I don't know why.
It's like putting Matt Patricia as a wide receivers coach.
I'm going on zero sleep. I don't know why I said quarterback's coach. He's not even an offensive mind.
It is 7:34.
It is 7:34. There's a nice little time check.
7:34. We haven't done a show in a week, so bear with us.
Yeah, we might be a little rusty today. It's been a week.
We have all slept in over the break, and it's been a while since we've done an early wake up. So bear with us, folks. Yeah. But anyways, Caleb Williams, he had a good game.
He did. He had an incredible
20
game.
for 39, 256 yards, and 3 touchdowns. That's pretty good.
That was a great game from him.
Caleb Williams had a great game, probably the best game of his career so far in his illustrious young career. Jared Goff had a decent game too, 21 for 34, 221 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
I'd say probably, it's not what you want to see from Jared Goff, especially when he's missing. He missed a lot of passes. He missed like 4 or 5 passes in a row.
Well, according to you, he struggled.
In comparison to Caleb Williams, and during that little stretch where he couldn't hit a receiver to save his life, that 4 or 5 pass play stretch where he just kept missing. I think he did struggle a little bit. I think no doubt. Taylor Decker is super important to this team.
Absolutely.
I think we're all kind of learning that with the Texans game and in this game especially. He was getting a lot of pressure. And it also just seemed like he was kind of rushing his throws a little bit. And you want to see a little bit more, especially from Goff, just a little bit more efficiency and not missing 5 straight pass plays. Because against any other team, we're losing that game. And how he played in that second half. So, I don't want to say Jared Goff was bad because you can't say that. He wasn't bad. But I would like to see him. It's hard to say take a little bit more time in the pocket when the pocket's always collapsing because, your offensive line played great, but you're still missing Decker pretty badly. You're still missing him pretty badly, and you could still tell. But he's rushing some passes, and I think in comparison to how he's played, how his efficiency has been this season, he's only missing, 3, 4, 5 passes in a game, let alone in a row.
Yeah.
So I think in that aspect, yes. But overall, he still got the job done. He put the ball where he needed to put the ball in the end zone. And he did his job. We got the win. That's all that matters. If we get the win, you could say he struggled a little bit, but I don't think he was bad.
I don't think he struggled at all. 221 yards and 2 touchdowns is still a pretty good stat line.
It's decent.
It's a good stat line.
I'm saying he's struggling in regards to that little stretch he had. That's where he struggled.
That's where he struggled, but he was still serviceable.
No, I'm not saying he wasn't.
He was absolutely serviceable on Thursday. I'm not saying, yes, to your point, he did struggle at times.
In the aspect I'm referring to.
Yeah,
yes.
In the aspect you're referring to, I do agree that he did struggle, but overall, he did not have a bad game at all. And I said this in our little group chat that we have. Taylor Decker, and I got cooked for this, Taylor Decker isn't our best offensive lineman. Not even close. It's Penei Sewell.
Yeah, Penei Sewell is one of the best offensive linemen in the league.
Taylor Decker is the glue guy. He's been on this Lions offensive line longer than Zeitler and Penei and Ragnow and Glasgow. He's the most tenured guy on this line. He knows how to work with this offensive line. He is a leader. And not having him, and it kind of proved in Houston and on Thursday, he's so important to this offensive line.
Very important.
And I've said this all year, last year and this year. One of those guys on the offensive line goes down, the offensive line looks lost. Glasgow, Penei, Zeitler now, because he's been playing now for 13 games, or 12 technically by week. But once one of those guys on the offensive line is gone, we look terrible. That's why that pocket collapses, especially not having Taylor Decker. Sure, he hasn't had the best season at all this year. He's still vital for this offensive line, and it proves. So hopefully he's back soon. I don't think he's playing on Thursday against the Packers, which we'll preview on Wednesday's show. But still, a win is a win is a win is a win.
Yeah, we got the win. That's all that matters.
Let's quickly talk about, I think, the worst thing to this Lions team on Thursday, which was defensive injuries.
Yep.
Not Neiman didn't get hurt. I'm sorry. Rodriguez tore his ACL.
Out for the season.
Za'Darius Smith was down twice, but he came back.
Yeah, he's been fighting through some injuries.
DJ Reader also been fighting through some injuries, but he also came back.
He should be fine.
Who else got hurt?
I mean, I think everybody went down.
Not Kirby and Brian Branch.
Kirby and Brian Branch were good. I think Aleem went down for a little bit, but he came back.
I think really the only concerning injury is Rodriguez.
Onwuzurike and Pascal. Josh Pascal, Levi Onwuzurike. Those two are big, and they might not play. They're considered day-to-day, but Colton Pouncey of The Athletic, Lions beat writer, says that it's not looking good for them for Thursday's game, which those are two pretty big pieces when you consider what this defense has been through.
Luckily, we did sign Quan Alexander and Jamal Adams to fill
some good
space.
experience.
Some great. They're both Pro Bowlers, which is
veteran experience.
Veteran experience. Jamal Adams has been in this league, I think, for 6 or 7 years. Quan Alexander the same. It's good to have those two guys, Pro Bowlers.
They're not who they used to be, but they'll get the job done in comparison to what we've had.
It's like the Michael Irvin signing last year, like pretty old,
bingo,
Pro Bowler, not great anymore, but still experienced guys. Where, yes, you get signed to a team, you can prove yourself again. Jamal Adams is getting moved to linebacker, which is good. I don't know about Quan Alexander.
Quan Alexander, I'm pretty sure he is a linebacker, but he could be an edge rusher.
Yeah, but I'm glad to see that Brad Holmes is acting on this problem, and knowing that we signed these two guys and elevated them to the practice squad makes me think that Levi O and Josh Pascal are most likely not going to play the next couple of weeks, which I think our next couple of weeks are our two most important games of the year, Green Bay and Buffalo, especially last night, Buffalo.
Buffalo looks insane. We'll talk about them later in the NFL.
But I mean, I'm scared to say the least. Knock on wood that both Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph and Carlton Davis hopefully comes back. Hopefully,
Carlton should be good.
He should be fine. I mean, he just hyperextended his knee.
I think he'll be fine for the Packers game. We need him. I think we definitely need him.
Absolutely.
Mosley's good, all good to go too. He's going to be a full go. So
I don't understand why our two corners on Thursday were Khalil Dorsey. I mean, I love my Khalil Dorsey.
He's serviceable in his role. I can't talk bad on him.
I will say Khalil he's my favorite guy that's not a kicker on the special teams. I love Khalil Dorsey. And also Kendall Vildor.
The good old Kindle tablet, huh?
I mean, I will say this. He did do fine on Thursday, but fine is one pass breakup.
He had one. He's had one good play in the past 2 weeks.
Yes,
and I think we can all agree that Kindle Vildor's overstayed his welcome in Detroit, and he's only here because we quite literally just need bodies, and he is experienced on the team.
Yeah,
and he knows what's going on on the playbook and with the defensive sets. So he knows what's going on. I think that's the only thing holding on to him right now.
Yeah.
I really do.
Hopefully Carlton comes back for Thursday so we can have a corner room of Carlton and Mosley.
And Terrion.
And Terrion Arnold, too. He was active.
Yeah, no, he almost got his first pick.
Yeah. I forgot that he played. Terrion and Carlton should be back. They're not... 7:43 a.m. Carlton should be back on Thursday. Fingers crossed. Hopefully no more injuries. I mean... I don't want to be the guy every week be like, okay, let's predict the injury. I don't want to be that, and I hope I'm not like that, but we need bodies, especially on the defensive line. Corners and safeties room, we should be okay, knock on wood. But, I mean, injuries are scary, man. I thought the injury bug would wave off after that Hutch injury, because normally the injury bug comes after one player, and it's probably one of your best players, and I thought the injury bug would die after week 7.
We have an injury cockroach.
But we're in week 14 now, or still week 13, and the injury bug is still going after us. But I've come to the realization that it's football.
Next man up.
This next man, we have that. I'm glad that this Lions team, the words of Ben Johnson, the well is deep. I'm glad that we have that next man up mentality. Neiman has been great. O'Connell has been great.
Neiman's been incredible.
Neiman's been really good.
Nowaski.
Trevor Nowaski's been very good. A guy that I also do want to highlight is, I think his name's Muhammad.
Yes, I was going to say he was going to be my honorary star, but I did not want to mess up his name.
His name is I'm not going to say it.
Al-Quadin Muhammad.
Al-Quadin.
He's been incredible. I wanted to give him the honorary star, but I couldn't remember on the spot his full name and the correct pronunciation. So he was great.
Al-Quadin Muhammad. He played a very nice game coming in for Levi O. I think if Levi O is out, I would not be mad if Muhammad did play against the Packers. He played really well.
He'll probably be an edge rusher.
Definitely, I think he will fill that space. Or keep James Houston. Why'd you cut him? I know he hasn't had the best year, but when guys are falling like flies, having depth is great. And James Houston hasn't been great.
There's probably something internal that happened with him. It was probably. I honestly don't think they would get rid of him right now if it wasn't something internal that happened at like practice or maybe we don't know what goes on behind closed doors in Allen Park. So I don't think it was based on performance just because he's barely been used. But when he's been used, he's been pretty decent.
Yeah. Pretty decent.
Not great, not good, pretty decent. He's been you'd like to see him go out there against the Packers, I think. But you mentioned not remembering Terrion played. That's a good thing if you think about it, because they weren't calling his name because they weren't throwing the ball near him. Good coverage.
Yeah.
So that's also a good thing. Terrion's been so much better.
Yep.
Since the beginning of the season.
He cleaned it up so
very
well.
Much so.
Zero.
Yes.
I haven't seen a penalty from Terrion Arnold in a few weeks.
Yeah.
It's great to see. Almost got his first pick on Thursday, like you mentioned.
He deserves it.
Terrion Arnold, I think if there's anyone due on this team for a pick, it's him.
It's just like Tim Patrick's due for a tud.
Yeah. Shout out my dad, big Tim Patrick guy.
I love Tim Patrick.
I like TP17.
Good taste in football, because Tim Patrick, I mean, he does his job. He doesn't complain. He has a smile on his face every day. And if he gets the target, he's catching the ball. And he's going to get a touchdown at some point this season. I don't know when, but he's going to get one, and it's going to feel great. I love myself some TP17.
I do, but obviously we got the Packers on Thursday, which, I mean, normally after Thanksgiving we have 10 days to rest. Instead we got 7, which after getting all these injuries, it's not ideal.
Not ideal.
Hopefully most of them do. I mean, listen, like most of these injuries, I'm going to be...
Sorry.
Okay. Most of these injuries, I will say, weren't long-term, like Deet Reader and Smith. Hopefully Levi O does play. Hopefully Pascal plays. Jamal Adams will definitely, and Quan Alexander will definitely step up. They'll have to be, I think one of them will be moved from linebacker to outside linebacker and interior linebacker throughout the game to help out Jack Campbell. Other than that, I pray that we have no injuries on the defense after this week. I hope we're fine. Same with offense too. I mean, you don't really root for injuries, but I hope nothing happens. Especially that this is such an important, like we're getting into the part of the season where every game counts, where we have four or 5 games left of the year. I don't think we got to win out, especially for our record. We built such a comfortable lead in the NFC where it's okay to lose a game or maybe a game or 2, but every game counts from here on out. I hope we have no more injuries after this week, especially on the defense, because I don't think Brad Holmes can afford to get another former Pro Bowler to fill in the need for guys like Levi O and Pascal and Barnes and Carlton Davis. But hopefully Barnes is scheduled to come back soon. He just got taken off IR a couple weeks ago. And Carlton Davis should be fine. So let's hope. We'll preview the Packers game on Wednesday with Michael. But unfortunate losses on the defense. But still, a win is a win is a win is a win.
A win is a win. So we got Packers preview on Wednesday, as Ryan mentioned. Let's get to the picks. Yeah, so a really good week for the picks. Isaac went 8-4. Michael went 13-2. I went 12-3, which I was surprised at that. And then I saw this guy's picks.
15-0!
Undefeated. Wow. Good job.
Wow.
Look at you. All right, so you picked them all right. My only losses were the Dolphins.
And somehow
and that was my upset of the week. This is where I'm upset, because I could have been 14-1.
I'm going to let you take this one.
I'm kind of upset because I thought I picked the Vikings and the Steelers. No, I picked the Bengals and the Cardinals. I thought I had the Steelers and the Vikings. I picked the Bengals and the Cardinals. So if it wasn't for that, I would be 14-1 this week, which is really, really upsetting, because if I wasn't a dunce and I would have just picked the Packers and not taken the Dolphins as my upset of the week, I would have been also 15-0. So that's kind of annoying, but all right, let's go through this week of NFL picks.
Let's do it.
Lions, of course, we picked the Lions. We already talked about that game. Cowboys-Giants, 27-20. Cowboys win between the Drew Lock and Cooper Rush Bowl. The Cowboys, I mean, they're winning some ball games, but these are games they should be winning. So
yeah, the Cowboys are making a quick wild card push. Their schedule's looking like Bengals next week on Monday Night Football, Panthers in Week 15, Bucks in Week 16, Eagles in Week 17, and Commanders in Week 18.
They'll be 8-9. I'm guessing the Cowboys are going to be 8-9 this season.
I think.
Actually, I think the Bengals beat them, honestly.
I think so. I think a loss to the Bengals, a win to the Panthers, a win to the
Panthers
Bucks,
have been playing good
a loss to the Eagles, and I think it's going to be a toss-up between the Commanders game. So
honestly, Commanders-Cowboys might be.
I think they'll go 2-3 in that stretch, but I think they're not making the playoffs.
No.
I mean, they're making a good case for it, but they're not making the playoffs.
No.
Fire Mike McCarthy, too.
I apologize if I'm sniffling a lot. My allergies, for some reason, are acting up, but we both picked I mean, you picked every single game, so we both picked the Cowboys, but Dolphins-Packers.
Your upset of the week didn't hit.
Yeah,
it's going to be a bad week now. I'm going to fail all my finals now because you didn't pick the upset of the week.
I'm washed. I mean, this was a gamble. This was a risk. Risky upset of the week, because I'm tired of playing it safe with my upset of the week. I'm trying to take some risks now. So the Dolphins, I mean, hey, if that defense would have held up a little bit, Tua in the cold too. Tua had a heck of a performance.
My number one rule in the picks: you never take a warm team to go into the cold because they will struggle.
The defense is the only thing that struggled. Tyreek had a good game. A-Chain had a good game. Tua had a great game. I mean, Jonnu Smith had a good game. The only thing that struggled was that defense. And you'd expect the offense to struggle and the defense to do good in the cold.
Well, yeah, that Dolphins defense, warm or cold, is pretty bad.
Yeah. I mean,
outside of Jalen Ramsey.
I mean, I thought they were putting it together, but then again, it was the Patriots that they shut down. So
that's true.
I don't know.
I picked the Packers, obviously.
Yeah. Here comes a game with some controversy.
I'm going to let you take this one.
Raiders,
you are
Chiefs.
a Chiefs hater.
Well, I mean, I'm just I picked the Chiefs. However, I was watching this game live with my father. Shout out, Dad. And some just questionable stuff. So at the end of the Raiders, keeping it close the whole game. Incredible performance from Aiden O'Connell and their group on offense. They were great, and the defense was great too. I mean, the Raiders played the Raiders played a really good game of football. That final drive was beautiful. I mean, it was almost too good to be true, because it was too good to be true, because they go to snap the ball, right? Quarterback doesn't say hike, but they're, I want to say right.
It was their center.
No, they're right. The guy next to the center. I sound so dumb when I say that, because I'm forgetting if it's right guard or right tackle. I want to say it was right tackle.
Hey, Calvin, what is it?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
But he kind of he gave the center a good old slap, and that tells the center to snap the ball. So that's why the center snapped the ball, because he got that little love tap from his lineman, and that's why he snapped the ball. So the lineman next to him probably heard something like hike or something, and it was also loud. They're very loud, and that's what caused the play. And then, of course, it was I think they called it a fumble. I don't remember exactly what they called it, but they lost the ball. The Chiefs jumped on it. Now, here's the controversy. They blew the play dead. They blew it dead. So by rule, if you blow it dead and that's a penalty, there's no turnover. However, they changed it to a different call that allowed the Chiefs to retain the ball and win the game. Now, I'm not one, I mean, I am sometimes. I don't like saying that the refs rigged the game. I really don't like saying that. However, it's hard to look at that game, the only game on TV. It's your flagship team, the Chiefs. It's the most popular team in the league. I mean, the most click-worthy team in the league.
Yeah.
And you want them to win against the Raiders. You don't want your Cody Rhodes, let's say. You don't want your Cody Rhodes losing to Johnny Gargano.
Hey, don't be disrespecting my boy Johnny
It's
Wrestling.
no disrespect to Johnny Wrestling, but Johnny Wrestling shouldn't be beating Cody Rhodes.
No. It's like
okay, who?
It's like your Cody Rhodes losing to Giovanni Vinci.
Okay, Vinci's probably a good
Don't
one.
you dare be disrespecting my boy Johnny Gargano.
There was no disrespect. It's just where he is on the roster.
It's Johnny. It's Giovanni Vinci.
Where is Gargano on the roster right now? He's stuck in the tag team division.
But he's getting a good push.
He needs a singles push.
He does.
Anyways, once he gets a singles push, then I won't say that. But right now he's stuck in a tag team feud with his tag team partner. So where is he on the roster? Anyways, they don't want their Cody Rhodes losing. So what was that little conversation the ref was having with Patrick Mahomes during that whole discussion?
I don't know.
That was a little fishy.
I didn't watch.
And why? I'm not going to waste too much more time on it. We all know what was going on down there in Kansas City.
Hey, can I get a flag? Sure.
And the cherry on top was showing Taylor Swift after. Thanks, Amazon Prime. The same broadcast that literally missed a play because he had to show your Black Friday commercials.
Anyways, I picked the Chiefs. Michael picked the Chiefs. I also have Michael's picks pulled up on my computer. He picked the Lions, the Cowboys, and the Dolphins so far.
Oh, okay, so he was with me on the Dolphins train. Mm-hmm. So Chargers, Falcons, we talked about Kirk. That struggling performance kind of sealed the game for the Falcons, who have fallen to 6-6. I picked the Chargers.
I picked Jim Harbaugh.
There we go.
And the Chargers
like a tradition.
beat the Falcons.
And then, all right, we got
Michael
Colts.
also picked the Chargers, by the way.
Got Colts and Patriots. A wild ending to this one.
Team.
Anthony Richardson leading a game-winning drive, getting the touchdown and the two-point conversion to take the lead. That's how you do it, Bengals. Take some notes. Actually, that's how you do it, Buccaneers. Take some notes. The Bengals are the ones that went for 2 and didn't get it. The Buccaneers are the ones that went for 1 and didn't go for 2. But the Patriots go down the field, attempt a 68-yard game-winning field goal for the record, and the ball comes up a yard short. It's like, oh, he was so close. Joey Sly almost got that record and a very big upset, but Patriots fall at 3-10. I picked the Colts.
I picked the Colts. Michael picked the Colts.
So Seahawks-Jets. Now, this is another crazy game. I was watching Red Zone all day yesterday. The Seahawks and Jets was a crazy game. You had a thick pick six. A thick six. A defensive lineman with a pick six. It was beautiful to watch. I loved that. Just a crazy game. You got missed kick and blocked kick and turnover here, turnover there, thick six here. I picked the Seahawks, and they barely walked out of the Meadowlands with a win. And I mean barely.
I picked the Seahawks. Michael picks the Seahawks. The Jets are a mess. They are a mess.
No team the team chemistry is at a 0% right now.
Yep.
And then we got let's fly through these picks real quick here. We got a lot to cover still. Commanders and Titans, a blowout. Titans kind of made it a game, 42-19. I picked the Commanders.
I picked the Commanders. Michael picked the Commanders.
Texans and Jaguars, a dirty hit. Dirty hit.
Yeah. I don't even know who hit who hit Trevor Lawrence, but he should be suspended for the rest of the year.
I know his name, but I don't want to butcher it.
So do I.
Aziz Al-Shair. With an incredibly dirty and
he should be suspended for the rest of the year. That
Yeah.
was such a dirty hit.
That was disgusting.
Nobody helped out Trevor Lawrence when he was down in the field. They were all fighting in the middle of the field.
I mean, no, they were defending their quarterback, but I was watching that, and I watched a video by a doctor on YouTube, kind of going over it, and Al-Shair, he didn't lead with his helmet, but he leaded with his arm pad that's made of plastic. So that might as well be a mini helmet. And he led straight into the head. The head rushed back like this, and then his head hit the ground really hard. And then he kind of put up a fencing position. Like his arm went like this and this. And that's how you instantly know. You instantly know when that happens, all right, significant brain injury. And they already ruled him out. Right then and there, they already ruled him out. So, scary scene. Thank goodness he tweeted. He let everybody know that he's feeling all right. But prayers out to Trevor Lawrence. And you can't control. You can call him injury prone, but that's not on him. And hopefully he has a speedy recovery and he's back to playing football soon. Yeah. But it's tough seeing all those injuries. The Texans barely edge out a win. 23-20.
I picked the Texans. Michael picked the Texans.
Bengals Steelers.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't care that it's a handicap upset. I knew you were going to go into that saying, Ryan, it's a handicap upset.
It is.
I don't care.
It is.
Based on the odds, because that still factors into play for an upset. The Ryan Donnelly upset of the week hit the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't care.
And Isaac's a Steelers fan.
I don't care. A win is a win.
Congratulations.
Is a win.
Congratulations. You beat the Washington Wizards. Good job.
The Ryan Donnelly upset of the week.
See, I'm over here taking risks.
The Pittsburgh Steelers get the things done. Russell Wilson had a great game. George Pickens had a great game. Defense showed out, even though they gave up 38 points. They did fine. But anyways.
The Bengals have lost 3 games where they've scored 30-plus.
They're the best, worst team in NFL history.
Joe Burrow is in a Lions situation right now.
Yeah. The Bengals are the best, worst team in NFL history. Their defense sucks. Yeah. Terrible.
So I should have picked the Steelers. I don't know why I picked the Bengals. I should have checked these and updated my picks, honestly. That's on me.
I picked the Pittsburgh Steelers. Michael also hopped on your train. He also picked the Cincinnati Bengals.
All right, and then we have Cardinals-Vikings, a game that the Cardinals should have won, but the Vikings somehow miraculously keep pulling out these wins. Vikings win. I picked Cardinals. Vikings take the win there.
I picked the Vikings. Michael also picked the Vikings.
Rams and Saints. Really uneventful game. Nobody was paying attention to this one. 21-14 Rams win. Pookie got a touchdown. I picked the Rams.
I picked the Rams. Michael picked the Rams.
All right. Buccaneers and Panthers. This was a game. Went to overtime. The Panthers are playing some good ball. Despite their record. Bryce Young, happy for him. He's playing well. Panthers are playing some good ball. Buccaneers beat the Panthers. I picked the Bucs.
I picked the Bucs. Michael also picked the Bucs.
Eagles and Ravens. What was supposed to be game of the week? I mean, this could have been my upset of the week by technicality. Eagles take the win over the Ravens. I picked the Eagles.
I picked the Eagles. Michael also picked the Eagles, but I have a quick hot take. Now, you might call me stupid for this, but based on how the Ravens are playing and based off their schedule in the next couple weeks, I think the Ravens will miss the playoffs.
Wow, that's a hot take. Yeah, clip that.
Clip it, and if I'm wrong, I don't know football. I mean, I really don't, but I mean,
do any of us know football?
I know basketball. That's my thing. But I don't think this is going to happen, but a hot take, there is a world where I see the Ravens not making the playoffs. And Michael also picked the Eagles, too. The ESGLELs.
And then a blowout in a blizzard. Josh Allen with an MVP performance again. 35-10. The 49ers are just slipping and falling. And the Bills are continuing to get better and better. I picked the Bills.
I picked the Bills. Michael picked the Bills. I mean, the Bills are rolling. I'm scared to play them in a couple weeks. I really am, and I will be there.
There you go. And then Broncos and Browns tonight. I still have the Broncos locked in there.
I still have the Broncos. I think Michael has also picked the Broncos, too. We'll just go back to...
Yeah, we can't see games.
We can't really see his picks. Yeah. So I believe he picked the Broncos on Monday. So I also picked the Broncos to win by 50. Or not to win by 50, but
the combined score.
Combined score to be 50.
All right, a long football segment for you folks today. We still have some more football. Coming up after this break, we go over the red-hot Pistons. Well, the Pistons are doing good. They're not red-hot right now, but the Pistons are doing good. Couple blowouts here and there, but a really good win, a healthy win against the Pacers. We'll go over that, and we'll go over Michigan's upset over Ohio State. You're watching Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk. We'll be back right after this.
Sports cards, signed jerseys, signed helmets, and more. Miller's Sports Cards and Collectibles is your one-stop shop for all things the hobby. Make sure to check them out down Mission Street in Mount Pleasant, right past Meyer. Miller's Sports Cards and Collectibles. Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk. Join Michael Rosenkranz,
Sports take precedence over academics.
I agree, but
Ryan Donnelly,
Corbin Burns, who is their big-ticket J13 item. Scooble is with us. Scooble's our big-ticket
Did
J1.
you just call Tarek Scooble James?
and Anthony Schulte.
I have an issue.
You have.
There is no break. It's a constant grind. It's an unbreakable cycle.
Yeah, it's...
As they navigate through the Detroit sports landscape. Live Mondays and Wednesdays at 7:30 a.m. on 101.1 The Beat in Mount Pleasant and at 11 a.m. on YouTube. Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk.
Welcome back, Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk. Ryan Donnelly and Anthony Schulte here with you on a Victory Monday. We're going to still call it a Victory Monday for the Lions.
Sure.
It is a Victory Monday for Michigan, too. But we're going to get into the Pistons real quick. All right, we're going to quickly hit the Pistons because we have a big game tomorrow.
We do.
This is, like I said in the intro, this is the biggest game since 2009 because you're playing to get into the NBA Cup. It's a winner-take-all. We are undefeated in the NBA Cup, 3-0. The Pistons are 9-12 overall, 8-9 in the month of November. The best monthly performance, the best performance in a month, the most wins in a month since 2018-19, or is it 2017-18?
I think it's 18-19.
18-19, 2018-19. Just incredible how this team has turned around from what we were talking about last year at this time of the year compared to now. We're talking about competing for winning basketball. We're almost at double-digit wins already. And, I mean, the Wizards are kind of in that Troy Weaver purgatory, we could call it, where they're not winning any games. Shout out Troy Weaver. Pistons against the Pacers, NBA Cup, 130-106. Huge for the point differential because I have it on my phone. I can't remember the exact stat, but I think we need Orlando to win, and we can't lose by more than 4. If we lose. If we win, we're in. We win the East group, which winning a group in the same division as the Heat and the Bucks and the Pacers, incredible. We have to win tomorrow. But if we don't, say we don't, there's a chance we don't. We cannot lose by more than 4, and Orlando has to win tomorrow night. So we are all Magic fans. Play the song. We're all Magic fans tomorrow, and we're rooting for a close game. If we lose by less than 4, Orlando wins, we are in as a wild card, which is still incredible and impressive in itself. So hopefully we can pull out a win tomorrow. They're going to have Dame. They're going to have Giannis. They're fully healthy. They're going to have their guys.
Chris Middleton?
You know what? Knowing our luck, Chris Middleton will return tomorrow or something. I don't know, but it's not going to be an easy test. And I'm calling on you, JB Bickerstaff, to make some starting lineup adjustments because Tim Hardaway Jr. is the new Tony Snell.
Yeah.
0 points, 0 assists, 0 rebounds, 0 blocks,
He's out there
0
running.
steals. Cardio for Tim Hardaway Jr. on Saturday against the Sixers. We did get blown out by the Sixers. However, it was on the second night of a back-to-back. Our flight got delayed and we didn't leave Indiana until 3 a.m. We didn't get back here till 5 a.m. And we had a game at 7 p.m. So, yeah, very unfortunate. Back-to-back. So our guys were tired. We've played 5 back-to-backs, the most in the NBA this season so far. We've played the most games in the NBA so far.
The NBA hates us.
The NBA has literally created a just terrible schedule for the Pistons so far, and we've conquered it, which is incredible to think about. But they held Cade out on Saturday just because he was probably like, you know what, I'm still dealing with this nagging injury in my lower back. It's a serious injury, and just playing it safe. We'd rather him be fully rested and good to go for the NBA Cup game than a back-to-back game in the regular season, which right now, honestly, this team is so focused on the NBA Cup. Mm-hmm. So that's what happened on Saturday. The guys just looked tired. They looked dead. They looked stuck in the mud, and they were just there probably because they had to be, And that's what sucks about these back-to-backs, especially playing so many. But I mean, the Pistons playing good basketball. You've got a huge game tomorrow, and
you got a really tough schedule after that. And
yeah,
I mean,
it doesn't get easy.
I will read it for you guys right now. So after tomorrow's last group staging against the Bucks, the Celtics on Wednesday, another back-to-back. Celtics on Wednesday, Knicks on Saturday.
Stop! Because that's NBA Cup schedule. So after the Knicks game on Saturday, there is a hiatus in the schedule until the 19th of December, I'm quite sure. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You're correct.
And that is a week in which the NBA Cup commences. So in that week, just like last season, if you're in the NBA Cup, you get NBA Cup games scheduled, and those are those count towards the regular season. If you don't make the NBA Cup, you get scheduled against other teams that didn't make the NBA Cup. So say we miss out on the NBA Cup, well, we're going to have a week of pretty decently easy games against teams probably like the Wizards or the Jazz or, teams that didn't make the NBA Cup. We'll be able to play against them for that week while everybody's in the NBA Cup. And then I don't think there's any games that Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday for the NBA Cup games, the semifinals and the finals. So I think the beginning of the week after next week is going to be a very quick, a nice long break, 3-day break for all the other teams that didn't make it to that end of the tournament. But,
yep. Anyways, got the Jazz on the 19th, which I will be in attendance for that game.
Go. I probably will be there too, to be honest.
Suns,
it's a Christmas game,
and then this is the West Coast road trip.
Yep,
so
Suns on the West Coast,
Lakers on the 23rd before Christmas Eve. Post Christmas Eve, you got the Kings. 28th, you got the Nuggets. New Year's Day, which I think I should be in attendance for that game. You got the Magic.
I want to go to that game.
You got the Hornets. That should be a win. You got the Timberwolves. Then you got the Blazers.
A nice little home stretch right there of 4 games.
And I think I'll be at all of them.
There it is.
Blazers, Nets, Warriors. That might be a loss. Raptors. That should be a win. I'm going through every single game during Christmas break, by the way. Raptors. That should be a win. And then the Knicks again. And then I think we come back on the 14th?
13th is our first day. So that's our first day.
So our first day, second semester, our first game that we should preview or review or recap in season 4 will be against the Knicks. So it's a mixed bag.
There's a lot of basketball.
It's a mixed bag between contenders and pretenders.
I mean, this team's they're going to double their win total, I think. You're going to see this team beat some of the good teams. I mean, we almost beat the Celtics. We're beating good teams.
Yep.
We are beating good teams still. There's still the occasional blowout. Look, that's going to happen. Look where this team was last year. We're still building winning habits. Blowouts are going to happen. If you're expecting no blowouts right now, that's on you. Because a team that just won 14 games isn't going to compete every single night.
Right.
Especially a young team that's still trying to figure things out, still trying to build some chemistry. Look, things happen. Teams get blown out in the NBA all the time. Even the good ones.
Yep.
It just happens. Look at the Thunder last season. Thunder got blown out by this Pistons team last season.
Well, not this Pistons team.
Yeah.
But
the Monty Williams Pistons.
The Pistons. They got
blown out by the 14-win Monty Williams Pistons.
I cannot wait for NBA Twitter if we win tomorrow or make it the wild card. I cannot wait for NBA Twitter to be like, the Pistons are in the NBA Cup?
Yeah.
I thought they were bad.
I mean, it's a real testament to Trajan Langdon and J.B. Bickerstaff.
It's them.
Quick round of applause.
I still
hell of a job.
I still hate that the clapping is quiet. Michael, I miss you. Come back, please. Anyways.
Honestly, you know what? I'll say it. Credit to Tom Gorse.
Yeah.
Credit to Tom Gorse.
It's all him.
He took it upon himself to be like, all right, where are we right now? Only 14 wins last season, unacceptable. This team did not look good. Troy Weaver, kick it. Monty Williams, yeah, I paid you all that money, but you didn't do your job right. Kick it. He goes and gets a good coach in J.B. Bickerstaff. I loved that hire when it happened. He goes and gets Trajan Langdon, who built the healthy Pelicans, which the healthy Pelicans are a playoff team. I'll die on that hill.
They are.
He built the healthy Pelicans, not the injured Pelicans, and he built a playoff team from the ground up. And he's doing the exact same thing here. J.B. Bickerstaff, he should be the coach for the next decade or more. I think this is his home. I think he loves it here. He's coaching with passion. Just a good group, good free agent signings. This is probably the first good offseason that Tom Gorse has had as a Pistons GM.
I do agree.
Not Pistons GM, Pistons owner.
Pistons owner, absolutely. He realized his mistakes from the past 15 years. Like, hey, we've brought in guys that haven't played winning basketball. I mean, name some of the coaches that he's brought in. Mo Cheeks.
Yeah, Maurice Cheeks,
Stan Van Gundy, Lawrence Frank, Dwayne Casey.
Casey was good.
Casey was a good coach. I will die on that hill. He just didn't have good talent. When Dwayne Casey has good talent around him, he is a great coach.
He was a good
Same with
coach,
Monty Williams.
But it was his time to go. I think he was a good coach, but it was also his time to go. And he's still in the organization, which I love. I love that he's still part of the organization and helping out because he is a good basketball mind and just a great dude all around that you want in your organization.
When we fired Monty Williams, there were two guys I really wanted.
John Kuster.
Was he another coach that was?
He's a Tom Gorse hire.
I don't remember John Kuster, but anyways.
Yeah, or that might not be his. I know it's Kuster.
When we fired Monty Williams, there were two guys I really, really wanted.
Yep.
And that was J.B. Bickerstaff. Like, that was my number one. That was my, dream hire. J.B. Bickerstaff and Charles Lee, who's now killing it in Charlotte. Those are two guys that I really wanted in the Pistons to get. And we got J.B. for 4 years. I was so happy we got him, and it's paying off. 9-12, 10th in the East, playing spot. I mean, he was already coaching a winning mantra in Cleveland. He got fired only because I don't think he should have gotten fired because of him. He got fired because Darius Garland and Jared Allen were hurt most of last year, and they still made it to the semifinals last year and lost to 5 to the best team in the NBA. But anyways. I'm not going to go into a J.B. Bickerstaff history lesson. His dad coached in the NBA. Anyways, I never liked the NBA Cup at first. I thought it was just another way for the NBA to promote teams like the Lakers and the Celtics and the Nuggets and the Knicks and all these other good teams. But now, I mean, Derek said it last night, because my team is winning. That's not really the reason, but the reason... The meat and potatoes of it is for teams younger teams like the Pistons and the Thunder and the Spurs and teams that have a younger core with veterans. They're trying to learn how to win. When the Pistons are playing for something, like the Cup, NBA Cup, or the play-in, or
building
the playoffs,
winning habits.
They build winning habits, and that's good to see. On Friday, all the practice, they were saying, it's Cup Day, it's Cup Day.
It's Cup Day, baby.
It's Cup Day, baby. This team, when it's Cup Day, they fight.
Yeah, they're locked in.
They are locked in. And it was good to see on Friday blowing out the Pacers, who made the conference finals last year and made the Cup finals last year.
I mean, it's also important when you think about it, too. You know, you got a young team. It's really hard for young teams to build not only meaningful minutes in meaningful games and build off that, but winning games, but playoff games. This team, if they make it to the NBA Cup, they're going to have playoff experience. Mm-hmm. These are playoff atmospheres. These are playoff games. I full-heartedly believe that. So you're playing basically playoff games and building playoff experience, and you haven't even made it to the actual playoffs yet. That is invaluable. Yeah. That is incredible.
And I think the best thing to happen to this team right now was the fact that we got 2 days off before this really important game. We played Saturday. Got 2 days of rest, so everyone has fresh legs. Everyone can rest. Everyone can practice, regular practices, and then you got Milwaukee tomorrow. That is vital. Rest, especially with this team and the schedule that has been against us, it's so vital. And I think having those for Cade, 3 days off is so healthy, especially for Cade. 3 days off. Good that I'm so happy he didn't play on Saturday. I mean, it sucks that he didn't, but at the same time, knowing his injury that he's going through and knowing the circumstance that this whole team went through, it's so smart that he did, and I was so happy. I didn't even know that he was resting into lineups because I didn't have my phone with me because I was working. And I saw the lineups on the TV, and I was like, where's Cade? And then I was like, oh,
Injury management.
Yeah, injured back. And then I was like, okay, that's pretty smart. Anyways, gotta win. This is a needed win. I mean, and if you lose by more than 4.
Lose
or
by
less than 4, sorry.
Yeah.
But
keep it close.
Keep it close with the Bucks. You need this win. I think I'm on the start Stewart train with you.
Yes.
I'm on the start Stewart train. I think Duren's defense has been poor outside of a couple promising
I think
games.
you start Duren because his shot blocking's been fine. You need him to contest Brook Lopez. You start Stu at the 4. You might have to maybe either move Tobias to the 3 or to the bench and start Malik Beasley at the 3. There you go, JB. But Stewart needs to start at the 4 because he can contain Giannis. And I'm sorry, Tobias Harris ain't containing Giannis Antetokounmpo. It's just not happening. Stewart, though, he gives you a good chance. I think that should happen. I think Malik Beasley's putting up starter numbers. He needs to start. However, we need to move on real quick.
Yeah, we do.
So
we're sorry we're dragging on the Pistons.
Pistons and Bucks tomorrow night, 7 p.m., FanDuel Sports Network. You better be watching because it's playoff time in Detroit. All right, quickly, Michigan, Ohio State, the game.
Hail.
And Michigan pulls off a miraculous upset, 13-10. A little bit of antics after the game. Michigan goes and rightfully plants the Michigan M flag on Ohio State. If you don't want it happening, beat us in 60 minutes. You can't do it, though. And Ohio State didn't like that. They started a fight. Both teams fined $100,000. I hope that doesn't start the end of flag planting because it seems like Saturday everybody was planting flags and everybody was getting in fights because of it. Mm-hmm. And it's like, look, you could be upset. You don't have to be happy with it, but you lost. How about you beat them, and then you don't have to worry about a flag being planted on your logo. Right? Simple as. But a good game from Michigan's defense. Mm-hmm. Heck of a performance from Michigan's defense.
Even without Will Johnson.
Even without Will Johnson. The offense survived without Colston Loveland.
No, he did play.
Loveland didn't play.
Yes, he did.
He was out.
He played. I swear he played.
I could have sworn Loveland was out. Was Colston Loveland?
I swear I saw Loveland block a couple times.
Yes, Colston Loveland was out. Yes.
Oh, he
yes.
did?
That's what Gus Johnson said.
I swear.
He said Loveland and Johnson were out.
I swear I saw a graphic of Colston Loveland blocking it.
Might have been from the other game.
I don't know.
I don't know. Colston Loveland did not play, though. Imagine we probably would have scored 20 or 27 points if Loveland would have played, to be honest.
No, we would have scored more if Davis Warren was a competent quarterback.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
That's bad.
We won this game, and our quarterback only threw for, 61 yards?
62.
62 yards. The run game, Mullings.
Mullings and Edwards were pretty good.
Mullings had a great game. Edwards, I don't know what happened to him, but the defense stepped up when they needed to. Huge pick right after we turned the ball over on 4th and goal.
That was a terrible interception by Warren.
Yeah,
absolutely brain dead.
Well, no, who threw that? It was for Ohio State.
Will Howard.
Howard threw that interception. Not one.
No, I was talking about the interception before, or the second interception from Ohio State threw. The possession before that was the Warren lob pass.
Oh, yeah.
And like a really bad lob pass and got picked.
Yeah, I was talking about
the second pick from Michigan.
I was talking about Will Howard's first pick that led to a touchdown.
Yeah.
That was I mean, all the picks that were thrown were brain dead picks.
I'm gonna be honest, this game was bad.
It was bad, but I mean, we're not complaining because
listen, Michigan
won.
Michigan upset the number 2 team in the country, which I still can't believe it's the number 2 team in the country.
Ryan Day's got to get fired. No, I think
here's the thing:
he hasn't been fired yet because of bowl games and the potential college football playoff. And you're not going to fire your coach, no matter how bad he was against Michigan. You're not going to fire your coach before a bowl game or potential college football playoff. However, after the season's over, especially if Ohio State doesn't win in the playoff, if they make it or win their bowl game, Ryan Day is gone.
Time for some trivia. Don't look.
Oh.
Since 2021, Anthony.
Yeah.
Since their first Michigan loss. How many bowl games has Ryan Day won?
Is it 0?
1.
Only 1.
And that was the Rose Bowl against Washington in 2021. After that, never won a bowl game.
Yeah,
Never won a Big Ten. Never won a playoff game.
You can win
You should
regular
have been
season
fired
games.
after 2022.
You
and I
can
will
win
die on that
regular
hill.
season games, but you're not winning the games that matter, you know?
Nope.
And I think, honestly, no matter what happens, I mean, unless they win a national championship, which I don't think that's happening. I mean, it might. Who knows? But I don't think Ryan Day is surviving to next season. I think they're going to clean house, and they're gonna hire somebody new. But Ryan Day, just a disgusting coaching performance by him and Chip Kelly. What's going on, guys?
This game was definitely on Chip Kelly.
Yeah, Michigan doesn't have their best cornerback. Michigan's secondary looks a little shaky. And let's run the ball the entire game. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
And when you throw the ball, it works, kind of.
I mean,
you have the best wide receiver core in the country, and you never used it.
Yeah.
Once.
Yeah.
Never threw them a touchdown.
Especially at the end of the game.
Yeah, that kind of...
End of the game, you're just running the ball all the time, and Michigan's defense has stopped it the whole game. It makes no sense. But
I think Ryan Day should have been fired in 2022. I don't know. I mean, his only big win since 2022 was Notre Dame. That's it. Every other big game he lost.
That's true. Yeah.
He lost to Oregon this year. He lost to Michigan 3 times.
4.
No, after 2022.
Oh, after 2022.
Yes, he lost 4 straight years to Michigan. He's 1-4 against Michigan since getting hired.
If you're graduating from Ohio State this year, you didn't see your team beat Michigan once.
That's sad.
That's
really sad.
That's got to be killer. I'm sorry. That's got.
No, I'm not sorry.
No,
I'm not sorry at all. I mean, can't win in big games. If you have a better coach, you could, but you can't. And that's the thing you got to fix. Yeah. And if you want to beat us again, get a better coach.
And we have a good recruiting class, too.
And we got Bryce Underwood, baby.
So Michigan wins this one 13-10. An incredible game. We had to hit that real quick, and we are just over an hour.
Michigan, Ohio State in the next couple of years is going to cook.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be
Michigan got Bryce Underwood, and I think Ohio State got the number 2 quarterback in the country. Yeah. So Michigan, Ohio State in the next 3 years are going to cook. Mm-hmm. And I'm very excited for that.
Very excited. Some exciting college football has been great this season.
Great surprises like Arizona State and Boise State. Great surprise, and also SMU. Great surprises. Great talent like Gentry and Ewers. Surprising upsets like Michigan. It's been
like
a great
Central Michigan
and
beating
Central
Western.
Michigan beat Western. There you go. But I didn't really pay attention outside of Central Michigan. But it's been a great year for college football. And
it has.
I cannot wait for this 12-team playoff format.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that's all we have for today's show, folks. Kind of an empty show without Michael here. But don't worry, he'll be back on Wednesday. Thank you for tuning in to Card Guys, Season 3, Episode 23, our LeBron James episode.
It's also episode 70 overall.
That's crazy. 70 episodes. 70 episodes doing
I don't
this.
think we're going to get to 75 this season. I think we only have...
No, we'll get to like 70.
We only have, I think, 3 episodes left after
Yeah,
this,
we'll get to
after
73.
this episode.
Anyways, on 101.1 The Beat and YouTube. Stay tuned. Wednesday's show, we recap the all-important NBA Cup winner-take-all for the Pistons, as well as a preview of a pivotal primetime matchup on Thursday versus the Lions. From my buddy Ryan Donnelly, I'm Anthony Schulte, saying so long, everybody.
Love you, Mom and Dad. It was great to see you this week. Great. Hope to see you in a couple weeks.